Hello and welcome, the Debt Doctor here with an insightful yet rather controversial video. Now, if you're experiencing problems recovering your own debts in-house and you're considering contracting the services of an external debt collection agency, my advice is don't. At least not until you finish watching this video. Because you see, traditional debt collection is like a minefield. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to get hurt. You're going to lose money, you're going to lose customers, and you're not actually going to recover much money in the process. So I've created this video to highlight the hidden traps of traditional debt collection, to give you a very clear map and a safe pathway through that minefield so that you can save money, so you can save your customers, and you can actually recover the maximum amount of your outstanding accounts with the minimum of fuss. You see, traditional collection agencies are notoriously flawed, and these flaws are best illustrated using a simple triangle. Now, with a traditional debt collection agency, at the top of this triangle is the debt collection agencies themselves. In their model, they put themselves at the top of the pecking order. Now, down here we have you, and over here we have your debtor. Now, traditionally, the collection agency gets paid a commission on money they collect. And the upshot of that is, if they don't collect, they don't get paid. So this then leads them to adopt bully boy tactics from day one. They really don't care who gets maimed in the process. All they want is their commission. Now you, as a business owner, knowing that they'll use these bully boy tactics, you're worried that they're going to potentially upset and ultimately lose your customers. So instead of going to a debt collection agent early, you hesitate and you think to yourself, well, no, I'll actually prefer to chase these debts myself and prevent risking upsetting my customers so that I don't lose them. And besides, it'll be much cheaper chasing them myself. But what actually ends up happening is that after months of hoping and praying that tomorrow's mailbox is going to carry that check, it finally dawns on you that you're not going to recover that debt on your own. And it's at that point that you then go to see Mr. Collection Man. However, by then your debt is old. And because it's old, it's inevitably become delinquent, it's deteriorated, and it's often disputed. And because of this delinquency, this deterioration, and this disputedness, it makes your chances of extracting that money, well, slimmer than posh spice. So in effect, the debt collection agency's aggressive method of recovery has now set off a self-perpetuating downward spiral. Their bully boy tactics cause you to delay referring your debts to them, which in turn makes it more difficult to recover the debt, which in turn reinforces the debt recovery agency's decision to employ these very heavy-handed tactics. They know they've got an uphill battle on their hands, so they go in there all guns blazing, and they're going to do whatever they can to extract that commission. However, these bully boy tactics actually lessen your chances of collecting your money even further. Think about it. What's your instinctive response when you're threatened, when you're intimidated, and when you're bullied? Either walls go up and communications break down, or backed into a corner with nothing to lose, you come out fighting. And it's the same with your customers when they're bullied by traditional collection agencies. They either go into hiding, never to be seen or heard from again, or they throw out a grenade, and usually in the form of a bogus dispute to get the debt collectors off their back. So as a result of this heavy-handed approach, along with the age of the debts themselves, the actual amount of money traditional collection agencies recover on your behalf is very low as well as slow. Now, the debt collection agencies are in business to make money, and there's no shame in that. But if they're making their money from commissions on the money they collect, and they're actually not collecting that much money, well, guess how the only way they can stay in business is? That's right, they're going to charge you high fees, which is exactly what they do. And let's not forget, there's a third party in this triangle, and that's your debtor or your customer. Now, as a result of all this bullying, it goes without saying that you're going to lose your customer in this whole process. They've been threatened and abused, and they're out of there. They're not going to want to deal with you. And now you might not think that's such a bad thing. After all, they've strung you out and they've effectively stolen from you. But as you're about to discover, there is another way, a better way, where you can recover your money early without upsetting your debtors, and you ultimately keep happy paying customers. So the net result in traditional debt collection is slow collections, low collections, high fees, and lost customers. In short, you have a no-win, no-win, no-win position where everybody loses. But the way my team works, we take this problem and we literally turn it on its head. Because as you're about to see, we have an unmatched ability to collect your accounts without causing upset. So with our collection triangle, at the top of our triangle is not us, but it's you. Down here is us, and of course over here is your debtor. Now, instead of shutting down communications with aggressive intimidation tactics, we actually create a window of opportunity whereby we work alongside your clients to open up communication channels so that we can recover your debts quickly and amicably. And I can't stress that enough. We do it in such a way that we don't upset your debtors. So as a result of the fact that we don't upset your debtors, our clients refer their debt to us early, and they generally do so only after 30 days of trying to recover their debts in-house, but at a maximum of 60 days. Now you might be thinking, wow, that's just so fast. How can anyone refer their accounts to a debt collection agency so early in the piece? 30 days. I mean, most people normally give them 90 days. But the reality is, because these accounts are fresh, they're undisputed, and that the client isn't in deep financial difficulty, our collections, the money we collect through to you, are amongst the highest in the industry. We give you high collections as well as fast collections. And because our collection rates are so high, well, guess what? The fees that we charge you are low. And again, because we don't upset your debtor, we get the money out of them early and in an amicable fashion, you get to keep happy customers. Now, what's more, using our Premier service, all collections that we make within an initial 30-day window, which we call our velvet glove phase, all collections made within this initial 30-day window will not cost you or your client a cent in commissions. We're literally the only debt recovery agency in all of New Zealand who can quickly and amicably recover your accounts without charging a cent of commission. Now this is absolutely huge, both in terms of savings to you, as well as saving customers for your business. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. If we don't charge commissions, then surely we must charge outrageous fees to make up for it. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but if that's what you're thinking, it's actually wrong. Compared to the true value of your debt, the upfront investment for our Premier service is ridiculously low, and there are absolutely zero ongoing fees. You know your costs up front, and there are no nasty surprises. And as if all this isn't enough, we also guarantee collection in this phase. Again, literally no other collection agency in all of New Zealand dares to offer a guarantee on their collection process. But we do, which should tell you a lot about the power of our truly unique process. So the net result is, rather than being a no-win, 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 as is the case with traditional collection agencies, with our recovery process you have winner, winner, winner. Everybody wins. So can you see the chalk and cheese differences here? Can you see how powerful this is and how powerful it would be in your business? And that's why so many people are flocking to our model as a way of managing their debts and managing their cash flows, as well as avoiding the problems associated with historical bad debt. Now there's one final fact that you need to understand, because again here we've got our traditional debt collection agency triangle. Now because traditional collection agencies only care about their commissions, they really don't care whether it's you or your debtor who pays their commission. As such, they have absolutely no interest in coming alongside you and showing you how to collect your debts in-house without being penalised by their fees and commissions. Their profits, I'm afraid to say, pretty much rely on your ignorance, and hence it would be very counterproductive for them to actually educate you and empower you on how to recover your own debts in-house. In effect, they keep you caged and dependent on their services. In this way, they can keep on milking you and your bad debts because they've done nothing to empower you to reduce your need for their services. So that's how traditional debt collection agencies operate. However, we operate differently. We believe that you should not be penalised to recover money that's rightfully yours. It's your money, so why should you pay anything to get it back? And what's more, we believe it's better to prevent debts in the first place than having to chase them. That's why, as part of our recovery process, we actually work alongside you and we add on a system that empowers you to efficiently and effectively recover your own debts in-house within 30 days. And we'll also show you some high-power methods to prevent bad debts happening in the first place. So at the risk of sounding like a broken record, again, we're the only recovery agency in all of New Zealand who will empower you with these unique tools.